Hey everybody, Mature Simmer here. So, welcome back to Derail Valley. So, spent the last episode getting these ready to go, and now it's time to go figure things out and see what's next. So, we are looking for, the big what's next is finding the Museum DH4 so that I can work on it, or finding anything that's museum related, because I can't seem to do that. But I think over here for the station, got a bunch of things installed in our locomotive. So, not much work. So, we can go to the goods factory, the food factory. Now, there's a couple jobs going to the food factory. What's the shunting one? All right. So that's one we just brought in. So that's actually a good paying job. But I'm not necessarily looking for that. All right, so we're delivering buses and empty cars to the food factory. I probably want to just do individual things. Now let's see. The food factory. I could go to the goods factory, because that's not that much. And again, we're not getting much there, but I don't know that it's worth it, because what ends up happening is I don't have time to look at a given place because I'm in a hurry to get through it and not lose the bonuses. But this should be pretty easy because it's barely 200 tons. But yeah, we're going to take this one and, whoops, get all my tools and everything out of here. So we'll put this over here, because yeah, I don't need those anymore. And then we want this one. Alright, so we've got to go to B50 and C2S, because we're just hauling empty cars. So those really weigh nothing. And our total distance is about 140. So that will become interesting at one point. But anyway, we are out here. So let's go back to our vehicle. But yeah, you would think things aren't going to be like that hidden, that lost, so. And I think we're out. Was I out here? There we go. Because yeah, we came out of here and just cleared ourselves up. Now we can also take a DE6, but I don't think I want to deal with that right now. So we're just going to start this one up. I think, let's see, are they all, yeah, they're all set. Yep, they're all loose. Let's just make sure that, okay, brakes are cut off. Brakes are cut off. And these brakes are not. So they're cut in. So if you missed the last episode, we fixed this, but we've got a clock, a distance meter. So this is where I'm going to go here, and we're going to make this about 100, and we'll make it about 150. We've got a clinometer, which should give us distance, we've got a digital speedometer, a brake indicator, and a switch. You see, I can also do that, and then just quickly change the switch if we need to. Hence the name of switch setter, and then we boosted our signal to here, so that's also important. But at this point, so we're gonna figure out where we're going. So B50. So let's see, we are not sure exactly where. Yeah, we came out of D. And we're gonna want to go north. So I probably want to go through D. So let's see, 5. Alright, so let's just go through D. So we can just do that. We'll lower this. You'll see that go down. And then we'll get our reverser set. And we'll get going. And again, we're hauling the rest just in case we get jobs somewhere. So this will change and show us the next switch. And again, we just need to get through the D yard. So we're fine with that. And then I probably want to change the next one. But we'll be able to do that. Because we just want to go straight through. But then we don't have to aim with the little thing. So we don't have to aim with the gadget when we do that. We just change it, and we just head straight through. And so now the next one is that way, which should be fine, because I'm sure that's just straight instead of going to the side. But we can very quickly see where we're at. We can see what time it is, so when we're thinking about weather, we've not got to worry about it. And then we have this for distance when we're hauling things. But we're going to get through here. So, a big yard, as one can tell. Just checking, just in case somehow we missed something here, because the world is big. Like, this is a big location. There's no doubt about that. Alright. And right now, yeah, there's no other switches. We're just coming in on things. We gotta get out there. But yeah, nothing hiding around here. So we have to be... The longest distance the switch setter has is 300 meters. Alright, and now you can see the brakes going up. Alright. So now we'll switch this. Oh, I don't have the throttle down. We'll switch this, and now it's showing us it's set that way, which now I'm unsure. Because, yeah, we probably want to set it 200 meters, honestly, because we have these locomotives, so if we look... Goodness gracious. If we look at our book, and at the locomotive, what length is it? 129 meters, so yeah, basically 125 plus us, so yeah, we probably honestly want about 250. So let's do that, and that way we know we're past it. So now if we go, because we're here, we want to go left, and then left again, get into the B yard, and again we're going to B50. We're going to want to go left, left, right, and that will get us where we need to be. And so it's beeping again for the next one, and we knew we wanted that one to the left. And we're going 12, so that should be fine. Again, we're talking about that one. Otherwise, we'd be going into the C yard, which we want to do next time, but we'll get this out of the B yard first. Alright, so we'll hop, say here, turn this off. And again, we're going B50. So it's those cars there, the city buses. So we're getting there. And then we'll just want to be careful here. All right. All right, so that's pushing back. Get this connected. Get that. Pull that here. Turn that on. And turn that on. We're all set. Let's go get the handbrake off. So again, nice and short. And then we want to go to, I think it was C2S. Yes, C2S. So now we're gonna change the direction. And we're gonna put this on and move along. And so we need to get out to C, so we need to go past that switch a little ways. But again, we should easily be able to get through this, because even wet, one of these will haul 500 up 2 degrees. So, or a 2% slope, not 2 degrees, but you know what I mean. So yes, this here is the switch we want. So now if we do that, hit this, and see, then we're going to get that distance. And then given that it's smaller, we're going to stop, but there we go. Alright, and then we want to get to C2S. So we want to get over here. So now we want to turn this to the right. And then C2S takes us to the right and to the left. And that will be it. And we are getting a bunch of tanker cars, so hopefully they're there. But we will hop out of here. Oops. So we're gonna do that. Obviously, it's gonna give us you know, where we want to go there. And we want to go to 2S, which is here. And yes, that looks hopeful. At least it's tanker cars, and it's only tanker cars, so it's definitely at LH. Oh, I have not turned the brake off. That would be the problem. I'm like, where is it? LH66. So we can hear the beeping thing in there. There it comes. Alright. And these are just empty, so you can see there's nothing in them, because they're a logistical haul, which is what LH is. Alright, so we're gonna turn that off, and then it will come in here. And we shall start slowing down a bit. Not too much, because otherwise it's just going to take forever to get here. But we don't want to be ridiculous either. Alright, I'll put that away. We'll crawl on down here. Hello. Come on. I don't know why we keep moving, but for some reason we do. So we'll open that. And that. Alright, and undo the handbrake. And now we're good. So now we just want to we're going to go ahead, we're going to get ourselves set up here. So we're going to go through the ironworks, so we don't have to do anything there. And we're going to take a little bit of a stop at the ironworks. Just making sure it's Ironworks West, right? Yep. Right. So we're just going straight through, so we want to go right and left. I don't know that we're going to get anything to spawn here, but we're going to take a quick look around because it's not a real big yard. And then we want to go to the food factory, so we want to go to the left. That'll get us there. And then we'll be going to 6i. And we'll be going to the C yard. And C1S is the first. Alright, so we're coming in from, yeah, because the north is that way. So we're coming in from the south. We want to go to the C yard, so we're going to go right, left, and then 1S is going to be right, 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 all the way down. And then hopefully we'll be able to get through. But that gets everything we can set here. But what I can do then is move this on up. We've got this off. And we will start moving that along while I go turn these in. And we'll catch the train when we get there. But we should be fine. So we'll turn this in. Turn this in. Alright. So we are on the clock, and there is our train. Alright. So now we can go. And we're probably going to make a stop, too, because we've got a thing up here. Another garage. I don't know if I want to pull that thing anywhere, or if I just want to unlock it. I'm not sure. But we'll unlock it just to have unlocked it. Alright, and we are all set and going along pretty nicely here. Alright. So we're good there. It's 13:14, 13:15. So you can see it's, I don't know, now it's 16, so I don't know how long it really takes. But it doesn't take that long. But yeah, we're going to have an area that the slope will be pretty substantial. But I'm not that worried about it. But then getting through the rest, like we were hauling a big train before, like I think we'll be okay to go a little more aggressively. And so we should get to the food factory. Again, we only have about an hour to get there. 69 minutes to deliver, so we don't want to futz around too long. But again, that location is pretty small, and this way we'll have gone through it and we'll know where some things are, and we'll go from there. But you can see now we're descending, so we're going to turn this off because we're just going to have enough momentum that we'll just be going. And then as we get close to that one spur, because it's a little ways down the line, so again, kind of like we stopped before, but I just don't know that we're really going to want this micro shunter, which is what I think is there. All right, well, we're going to have some rain, it looks like. So we are going to have to be aware. It doesn't give you anything about speed for ahead or anything like that, so you're still stuck. But I should be able to slow down pretty well, I would think. So yes, we are slowing down as we are getting up to where we want to stop too. So it's right up there, I think, where we can see. And you can see this now is telling us, see, we're at 1.5. And so that's what the clinometer does, is it, I mean, it doesn't seem to do a great job of, like, telling us where we're really at. But, alright. So I'm gonna hold this up here. And that will stop then. And we're gonna go down this spur quite a ways. And there's a shed down here. Wow. Yeah, the other ones were really nearby. Holy moly. Oh, and this will take you... So I assume we go straight. Okay. So one lets you park, but this is Old Bob's garage over here. And then we go here. Old Bob's garage key, put that in our hand, and unlock it. And we now have this micro shunter, which I don't think it does much, but it's available. Looks like it's electric. But yeah, we now have this available to us. And that way we don't have to be like, ooh, I mean, I always have the key with me, so it's a little goofy, but I don't know what we'd use it for, but we have it. And maybe in some way that does some magical things for us. It would have been funny if there was like some museum locomotive over there, but Because at this point, regardless of what we find, we can drag it with us. So that would be good, because we've unlocked all the trains. Didn't go very far, which is good. We didn't want it to go very far. So now we're going to undo this. And we'll speed up a little bit. Because I was like, that takes us to the coal power plant, but it really doesn't. So now let's see. So now this is going, so that must have leveled out there. And now we're going to 1. And we'll be getting to 1.9. So there you go. You know, but then we can tell right away, like, what the situation is, and we're not surprised. You know, so we're between 1 and 2 and all that. So we can't go beyond 50. We're going downhill up until a pretty sharp turn. So this is the north entrance to the coal power plant. I did look at the map a little bit. I figured a different way to work through that. Now this should be leveling out. So you should see this should now start coming back. Well, it's really not coming back to 0, so that's kind of interesting. So maybe it's just staying at 1.9. But anyway, we're going to be getting close here. Alright, so now we're climbing. So yeah, now we're +1. So are we climbing the rest of the way? I don't think so. I think somewhere up here we... It's interesting that the tunnel is full of fog, too. Not that it can't be, but... So this is just, yes, a big sharp turn at a max of 40. Right. And we have a switch up there somewhere, which is interesting. I don't understand, because there's nothing up here that I'm aware of, but... So I'm not sure. I mean, it's the iron... Well, yeah, it's the iron, and so what happens is, yeah, you get out of here, but that's what the switch thing lets you do, is like, now we know way ahead of time that we're set, which is what we want. And this better be clear, because otherwise we're going to be in trouble. God, this is pretty awful. Alright, so I am gonna... Again, park myself here, and we're gonna just go look around the yard. So we've just got a steam engine. Just want to see if anything... It would be so nice if it was just clear, because otherwise, yeah, I'm wasting all this time having to really go look because I can't see anything. I don't think there's much. So this is an Iron Mine West. Like, yeah, there just isn't much here. But yeah, we're not gonna see much either. And it would be so nice if we found something here. But it's not gonna happen, you know that. Alright, I thought maybe it was like... Although we know where the micro is. Alright, so we're here. This is the other end. We'll just go down this side just to make sure we didn't miss anything. Here's the station. Oh, no, it's not the station yet. And there's the station office. You know, and if we look here, like, let's see, what do we got? Anything? Not much. But steel mill. I mean, there's some jobs that pay okay. I mean, we've worked out of here before. But, because, yeah, the iron mine's going to take things to the steel mill. I mean, Obviously, logically, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Okay, so... But at least now we've looked through here, so we're pretty comfortable that we're not gonna find anything here as far as a museum locomotive. And now we're basically getting ourselves all the way to the food factory. So, pretty straightforward. And we pretty much just come out of here, so... I mean, again, we're just on one locomotive, so... It's nothing too crazy. But yeah, nothing... Actually a little easier to see now, which is nice, but... I got a motorcycle, but that's not what I'm looking for. Why is this going so slow? I don't understand. Like, it shouldn't be that slow. Now we've got a few areas near the next switch, which needs to be to the left, so we want the switch setter to say left when we get there, but we got to go through all that northerly stuff that we did. We've gone through here before in one of the other episodes. You know, and again, it's a relatively quick area. Right now we're even. And you can now see we're starting to climb. And then, yeah. So it's just the heat, but yeah, it's 80. What are we at? Only at 1, wow. This should not be struggling this much. This is crazy. So it's 90, and again, this is just a really long tunnel. See, I was worried with it being diagonal that it might not be able to tell the grade as well, but I think it just works itself out a little bit. I think it's going to go to like 1.5 up here. Okay, 8. So yeah, there's probably very few reasons to come to Oil Mine West because there's just not great jobs here. That's part of what we're trying to figure out as well. But yeah, a little bit more than 1%, but nothing crazy. And then we kind of stay at that level the whole way. So we get pretty close to the food factory. So it's just a question of how much we want to keep moving here. And again, if it's suddenly 40, like, we're able to do this, you know, as long as we're not at 50, but now it's gonna lower down, so we just do need to pay attention so we don't do anything dumb up here. Alright, so it's 6 and slowing down, so it's probably going to get to 40 or 50. So, we'll do this in case it gets to 40, which it may. Because we should still be okay if it gets to 40 here. It's just if it gets to 30, we're going to have a problem. But yeah, not seeing anything yet. So that is interesting, because I really would have thought that would have been the turn. But there is a sharp one after this next segment. But this segment's theoretically faster than the other one, so... like I said, it's just a little strange. Okay, we're gonna stand up so we can see. Right, there's something over there. Just trying at this point to maintain speed, although we're basically level. Alright, so now... and then it rises after that. So we should be okay here. We're going uphill, so it's not going to go faster. But yeah, this is the sharp curve coming up here. And we're almost at the northernmost spot. See, but this is where that clinometer helps, because if it suddenly flips over to down, like, we'd be able to see it. Alright. And again, for speed, like, we can use that distance meter and be like, okay, it's out of the curve, which is something like with the really long trains that I've been struggling with. Now, it only goes up to 1 kilometer, but I would imagine that'll be okay. Alright, so this can go to 50. And then, yes, we're circling around the valley here and heading down. So we basically made it up to the top. I think I've gone on most tracks in Derail Valley now. So be aware of that, but yeah, you do just need to pay attention, because things are kind of designed, I think, to sneak up on you. So, kind of like this, being 40 and... I mean, again, we're climbing, we're not gaining any speed, but we're way up there, so, like, if we fell off, it would be interesting. But that's not the goal. I want to be a good engineer, even though there might be some fun to just send a train careening somewhere. So this is one of the sharper turns here. There's another one coming up to the left after we go straight a little bit. But like I said, this is all climbing. Just need to be careful, because in theory this is 40. Well, now it's 90, but I'm sure it slows down pretty fast at the turn up here. So yeah, like, we haven't gone into the military base or anything. Okay, so this is 70, it says, and with no down arrow, so in theory we're good for a bit. Now we're heading through here. I think we came through here at night last time, so couldn't really see much. And then it's down from the switch to the food factory. So again, coming out of the food factory is going to be a challenge. So, you know, we do have that going on. Alright, 80. So right now, I'm just going to keep going, because there's no reason not to. But yeah, usually you'll, like, come out of a blind turn on these tunnels and suddenly be like, oh, it's 20. There's a couple places like that. Alright, so now we're down to like a half. Alright, and now it's going to slow down. So we're going to be careful, because it could very quickly go to 40. Which again, right now we're on the cusp. Okay, we're flat. Right, 50. So in theory, we're still good. And then it's going to increase, because yeah, we're only a couple miles over, so this should be fine. Now, if we suddenly get really, really slow here, that's going to be a problem. Okay. And it said it was going to increase, so in theory it should not, unless they've missigned things. So, we shouldn't... I mean, there's a big turn here, or a sharp turn on the map, but... looks like we're fine. It's not making any noise. It seems like we're going down, but no, we're going up. And then it's going to get a little crazier in but a moment. Alright. So we are now going to really move this, because we have got a climb to 4 or 5% at some point. So you're going to watch that clinometer get into that yellow pretty fast. Alright, so we hit the yellow. Alright, it's 70. And it's... oh, it's going down already, huh? Alright, then we'll be careful here. Yep, well, we're below 0. Alright, so we're going to want to put the dynamic brake on. Oh! That was bad. Okay, well, that's what happens when you do things too quickly. So, we're gonna... so that's gonna cost me a bit, I'm sure. But anyway, we'll go in here. I was not paying attention, but yeah, we overheated it with the dynamic braking. So, we need to turn this on. And I'll be able to run it from here, I believe. But, yeah. Oh well. So... so we have blown up our locomotive. How much is that going to cost us? So we are going downhill. About 3%. But at least we're still able to keep going. So that's a good thing. Now the problem here is I can't... you know what? I probably don't want to use the dynamic. I probably want to use the regular brake because I can't see the other piece of it. So we're getting close. 'Cause, yeah, I was trying to be cute, go quickly. At least our sensors and stuff still work. It's just the engine itself. I was backing things off, but it obviously didn't work. And again, this is where this helps, because we can see we're still 1.5, 2%. And there are a couple really sharp points when we get down there. And yeah, I didn't even get to see if this got where we thought it would. Right, so it's gonna slow down here. So we're getting close to 3, or 2, I guess. Back this off a little bit. And we're not within distance of a switch. Now we are. So that's getting us to that first drop-off point, but we're within 300 meters, it says, so. But yeah, we got all the way to the red is what happened. And we're going to C1S is what we're looking for. Alright, so that should now take us, so everything should go to the right and the right, and then, yeah, we'll figure out how to fix this thing later. Yeah, there's the DM3, but not... Now, is there something? There is something on 1S. Unbelievable. Alright, so we're gonna have to shove that off. That's awful. Alright, so let's slow this down. Alright, so we're going to want to get over here and turn this off. And we're basically going to need to shove those out of the way. And then probably move them later. So, get going here. Because if we look at C, yeah, there's not really any... Okay, let me go back here. Oh, now we want to get over here. Put this on. Pop on down here. Turn this off. Turn this off, this off. Undo this. Move that. Alright. So, I've been running around here with myself muted. We're looking for a train. I picked up the crate because of the problem we had before. But yeah, there's no vehicles out here. This is really sucky. Alright. So can I get through here anywhere? No. So can I go through the D yard? Or is that one? Alright, there's a loading bay. So we'll be able here to go left, and that'll bring us through, so that'll work, which I'm sure is what we did last time. So, since we have some time, I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to go see what this looks like when we've destroyed something. So, let's see. Whoops. No, no, no. We want to change that. Right. Now we want to go here. After we take off our handbrakes, silly man. Question is, do we have enough room to get up there, or do I now have to shove these again? I probably have to shove them again. So let's turn this off. Because yeah, my guess is, yep, we're gonna have to shove these again. That sucks. Alright. So we're going to get these over here. And, alright, so we're going to turn this down. We're then going to put this back up. And then we're going to let this shove through. And then we'll have to stop it again, and we're going to hope that it goes away in the future, because otherwise, yeah, it's just going to be a problem. Alright, so somewhere up here is our lovely switch. There it is. So we're going to get past this. Alright. Now we're going to put the brakes on this. And that'll hold it in place. And then we'll hop in here. And we will change the direction. We'll decrease this. Whoops. Okay. So that should be that. Now we'll go through here. Okay. The front is moving as it should. Yay. And we're going straight. And then through, because yes, this is A1. And then we're going to go through the loading bay. I cannot believe that there is not a museum locomotive anywhere around here. It's hard to fathom. But it is what it is, so. I've seen one, otherwise I'd be like, are there any on the map? But I know they have to be here, but like why we can't ever find one, I couldn't tell you. Alright, all of those are flipping around. And yes, we are going through here now. And we need to get past this point. And that should do it. We'll put it on the map just to be sure, because the last thing I want is to make a mistake. Right. We are good there. Change this. Lower this. Throttle up. And get ourselves in here. Oh yay, oh yay. I don't even want to know what this is going to cost us. It's going to be awful. The signal booster's pretty sweet. But yeah, we basically overheated it and blew it up because... Alright, we'll power this down so that it doesn't go crazy. So we just need to get close enough here. Alright, and then we want to just get in here, power it down. Alright, and then we want to get around to the other side, plug this in, and we're good. So which one is this? 99. Okay, it's incompatible. So we gotta fix the powertrain. Wow. $30,000. Woof. Okay. Body's ready, oil's ready. Sand. Oh, it's ready, not... Okay. So full. Oil. Gotta do, and then we gotta get diesel. Alright. So that should give us that. That one's full. That one's full, because we didn't even turn it on. And then, gotta do a little bit there, full. Get some oil, and get a little bit of diesel, I'm sure. Alright, so at this point, 41,000, so could be a lot worse. But, there we go, he's all set. Alright, well, we learned. Didn't mean I liked it, but we learned. So, I will see you next time.